Yo, dude, what's up, man?
Hey, yeah, you were telling me to come over?
Yeah, I got a crazy secret, dude. Like, you can't tell anybody, though.
Sure. Hey, mum's the word, man. I mean, I'm a little late for work. So you mind showing me?
Yeah, okay, so
yeah.
I copped this shit on the black market, man. Check this out. Yo, say hi.
I am Groot, nigga.
Whoa. What is that?
It's nigger Groot.
I am Groot, nigga.
What the fuck did it just say?
He said you look like he said no, actually he says, boy, you look ugly as shit.
I am Groot, nigga.
Oh, okay.
Nigga.
Nah, he said psych. I'm just playing around. You know, sometimes, us black folk like to talk to each other like that, just as a form of solidarity, because things are so rough with the Trump administration.
You and him, you and this thing are having this conversation.
It's not he's not.
I am Groot, nigga.
He just said, "Don't call me a fucking thing, nigga. I'm not a thing.
Sorry.
I am Groot." Yeah, he doesn't like to be talked to like that, man. And you can pet him too if you want.
I am Groot, nigga.
He said you smell like plátanos. What? I don't know how he learned that word, but
I am Groot, nigga.
He said, "Are you having respiratory issues? You should go talk to a doctor." Because he's worried about your health, and everything is all in good fun. He's just kidding around about the Platano thing.
I am Groot, nigga.
You're listening to the Double D's podcast.
I'm Dom.
I'm the respect.
He's got a great set of tits.
I get so angry thinking about this kid.
Because that's what most people are bitching about.
In New York, you know what I mean? We like to eat out here.
You gotta stop looking at interacting with people online as a cheap date. My father used to drink.
Get the fuck away from me. I'm done.
I come a lot, by the way.
You're doing the rap stuff.
If you didn't say it, somebody in the comment section would have said it.
It's like how you feel when you're having a paranoid high.
That's a dynamic connection right there. You're listening to Double D's.
I am Groot,
I'm D Respect.
nigga.
Thank you for listening to another installment of the Double D's podcast. As always, we would like to force you to give this video 170 likes, not 120, not 150, but 170. If you really love this podcast, please do that for me. It would make us the happiest podcaster in all of the land. And we would also like to add, stay tuned, because later on in this episode, we will have probably the biggest announcement we've ever had on Double D's ever. Wouldn't you agree, sir?
Yes. I'm gonna come out as trans.
You've been coming out as trans a few
Damn,
times.
I spoiled it. I'm sorry, guys.
God.
Damn.
It's okay. I mean, it's your lifestyle.
Please do not make fun of me as a cis male scum. Okay.
Do you have any transgender friends?
Yes, one.
One. Okay.
Yeah.
How long have you in this? How? No, excuse me. I'm sorry.
Here we go.
How long have you and been friends?
We've been friends for I think 6 years now. But this dude, I mean, he's so. I didn't.
Dude.
Yeah, he's male.
He identifies as male.
Yeah, but if you knew, he's such a dude that I didn't know until one day he just told me over at dinner at some, and I was like, oh, okay.
One night when he was inside you, and then you found out.
Yes, when he was fucking me. No, but it's so natural, and I completely understand with him, and he's like, okay, as an outsider, it seems to me like the transgender thing has it has waves, and we're in a modern wave of it, which is obviously it's not the first one, so the idea of you not being in the right body, or sort of feeling like you can be gender fluidity and all that stuff. RuPaul is part of a completely different wave. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
RuPaul's
a drag queen. I'm pretty sure he still has his male appendages.
Sorry, I said she. He's male when he's not in drag. And RuPaul is OG shit. I mean, back when it was just not even people talking about that shit. He paved the way for all that stuff. So I mean, this guy that I know is kind of pre-internet trends even existing. So I think it's is that even relevant? I don't know. Anyway, it was really natural to me. I completely get it. And honestly, knowing him has made me oh, okay, so it's all the other trans people are like him. But granted, I mean, obviously, being trans or being gay or straight or whatever doesn't absolve you from. I mean, like, assholes are assholes. You know, like, people are like whatever. So like once you get past, like, I just get past that shit. Like, whatever it is you are, whatever, and then we can have a discussion about whatever kind of person you are. Like, I don't really give a shit. We don't care on the podcast. How many trans listeners do you think we have?
There's got to be maybe one or two.
I think we have at least 3 who will become trans or are curious about becoming that way,
including my co-host.
Yes.
Yeah. So once we deduct you out of that, then it would be 2.
I am Groot.
I don't think there are female Groots. I think there's just males.
I think you're onto something when you say that, you know, there's assholes in you know, they can be transgender assholes, and the inability to sort of acknowledge that is sort of your own form of transphobia.
Yeah, it's a problem. It's like, I'm not gonna fucking. It's like it's kind of a difficult thing to talk about. It's like sometimes I feel like on the internet there's this thing of like, oh, if you're gay or trans, you're automatically brave, and literally everything you do deserves like a round of applause or something. It's like, no, wait. This is a fucking human. Don't forget. This is a human. They're fallible. They're mortal. I mean, like, obviously we're not talking about, like, if someone's outside of the status quo of, like, gender fluidity or sexuality, we need to make sure that they're not feeling, like, unsafe to be who they are and all that stuff. That's the first level of, like, and obviously until that's the case, I understand that there are, like, going to be some issues. But beyond that, it's like, okay, once we establish that, like, you're legally able to have every right that a straight person is, once that's established, then it's like, okay, well, like this thing about, I remember when Caitlyn Jenner got, like, the Woman of the Year thing, and it was like that whole year, everyone was sucking her dick. Like, did you see what just happened with me?
That was a whirlwind of confusion.
His sucking his
of
dick,
political
her dick.
Correctness and confusion.
Saying sucking her dick doesn't make sense, but whatever, it's cool.
Well, it does if the person feels like they're a her in their head. Then
yeah, I'll call you whatever you want. What I do have problems with, by the way, are the pronouns, the they and the here. I really have trouble with that. I can go with they. Like, I'm fine. Just I'll do it. But the they, I'm opposed against. I don't like the z, But this idea, like,
what's the whole thing behind the they? Is that
like,
referring to group?
No, it's like, don't say he or she. Call them they.
Okay.
Or z.
Got you. What were you gonna say?
But yeah, the Caitlyn Jenner thing, I just felt like at some point, and I hate to admit that I felt like there was some racial shit in there, but it just is, dude. Like, it's a thing of like, it's like, oh, now this is a big thing, right? It's like this man who's like very wealthy decides to become trans, and all of a sudden he's the poster child for all this shit that's like, it's existed in the black community and stuff before. It's existed in other communities, but it's like, oh yeah, now there's no conversation about it until
now it's brave.
We have Caitlyn Jenner. We have Caitlyn Jenner. We have Caitlyn Jenner on as a guest on Double D's. How are you feeling these days?
I'm feeling very feminine today. Feeling very feminine. I've got my dress on and duct tape on my penis. Feeling very, very feminine today.
Okay, goodbye.
I can do a much better Caitlyn Jenner, by the way. This is way
Nardwuar
better.
Jenner.
Nardwuar
Jenner.
I'm trans now. I haven't changed myself at all, but a dude. That's what I call my dick.
Nardwuar is gonna take a picture of Caitlyn Jenner. He's gonna reveal it to Travis Scott or something, and then Travis Scott's gonna be like, "Hey, what's this, man?" And he's just gonna be like, "I'm trans.
I'm trans."
You know what? Like, one thing that kind of summed up some of my feelings about this. It was a brilliant joke, but honestly, I felt like there was like this deep honesty within it. Like, Chappelle on one of his specials recently, he's like, dudes are walking around the hood now. Black dudes are walking around the hood now wearing dresses and high heels so that people won't shoot them. So they're like, oh yeah, you'll protect me now, right? And now that if I'm in this class, if I'm trans, like I'm protected, right? It's like,
you don't want to shoot a brave person. It's like shooting a soldier.
Right, exactly. It's like, oh, okay. I know people were saying that shit about the Cecil the Lion as well. It's like, if you wore a lion outfit, people would care more about you.
You know, A few months ago, there was this black dude on the train who was just being belligerent. He was just being crazy. I don't know if he was homeless or whatever he was doing, but he had he was taking his clothes off and he was slapping his clothes up against the chairs. This was a relatively empty cart, which maybe had.
I'm just imagining myself half nude slapping clothes.
Had about 5 or 6 people in the car. I was in the corner because I'm a cat. And there was this lady sitting not too far from him. A white lady. She had,
Is this dude black?
She had yeah, he was black.
Okay.
And she had her glasses on. She might have been like, mid-30s or something like that. He was banging his shirt very near her. And I was looking at her.
I'm not racist. I'm not racist. I will not move. I am not.
Get up before he slaps you in the face with that.
Right.
And the whole time she's looking nervous.
I am
but it's
not
like,
racist.
I know she doesn't want to seem racist.
I voted for Obama. But yeah, you better get your ass up.
You're showing us how much you can't really call it racist. It's how confused you are. How mentally bankrupt you are. If you think that by getting up that makes you a racist. He's insane. You better get up. He didn't do anything to her. More people came onto the train.
You protect yourself, though.
A monkey knows what trees it can climb.
That's
because dude, there were like 3 or 4 men that came on the train and sat around them, and that homeless guy sat down for the remainder of the ride, and he was not acting up anymore.
Right.
So, but that's sort of the whole, treating people. Which essentially is just as bad as treating them negatively because of their race. Is
Dude,
treating somebody
that's the
positively.
thing, man.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I had a older gentleman come into the store the other day. This kind of Jewish man, and maybe I made my assumptions of him because whenever I see bumbling old Jewish men, I think of who do you think of?
Satan. I'm kidding. Bernie.
No, not Bernie, but that's a good one. That's more of a recent one, but he's a variation of Bernie.
Woody Allen?
Woody Allen, yeah. So, the guy's telling his little jokes, and then when we get to the counter, he makes a comment, and I'm like, I'm sorry, and he said, oh no, it's just a bad joke. So we were going back and forth talking about the products, and then towards the end, I said, tell me one good joke before you leave. And he goes, Donald Trump, and I laugh. I get it. I'm like, oh. He was like, oh, I wasn't sure what your political leaning was. So,
yeah.
And I was like, well, I mean, my political leaning really doesn't matter. If something's funny, it's funny, Or do you just see a black guy? Is that why you say that? And then it gets really uncomfortable because he backs up as he's leaving the store. A totally cool interaction between a 30-something-year-old Dominican and a fucking 60-year-old Jewish guy was cool. It was awkward because it should be, because we don't live in each other's world. So when we're confined to this small space, we're not going to act normal with each other. It's going to be a little awkward. It was awkward, but it was fine until he said he was backing out of the store. And then he goes, my opinion, I think the country should be ran by Condoleezza Rice or maybe Colin Powell. And I'm like, what? Like, okay. Are you just telling me that? Like, like what do you obviously for our listeners, maybe you guys know who Colin Powell is, but Condoleezza Rice is also an African American. They were both under the Bush Jr. administration, right?
Yeah, and they were I hate to throw that word coon so loosely around, but yeah, they were. I wasn't old enough to really understand their policies and all that stuff.
Yeah,
so
me either.
I think they were there to sort of appease people. Also, they were qualified candidates, but why did he say them?
Because he pointed out 2 black people.
But then it's also like, okay, well, yeah, great. Well, Trump is president, so what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
I don't know. And
he probably thought I hated Trump or something. I was like, dude, I don't.
And the other thing is like, I don't. Just having this country, like, dude, all these unarmed black kids getting shot happened during the Obama administration. If they happen now, people will blame it on Trump. So it's like, I'm not so blind that I feel like one person can change everything. I can't stand Trump. I don't want to see him die, get his head exploded, which I've been having that conversation a lot.
Because a lot of people want him to die, yeah.
Like, literally, like, you want this guy to die? Like, really? Like, already? Like, I mean, I'll give you this. I mean, like, let's say, 2 years in when he's signed off on drone strikes and shit and stuff like that, then I guess maybe. And in that case, Obama's killed way more people than Trump at this point. Mm-hmm. So, but he's a lot cooler though, right? So, and he's black, so you don't want him dead. Like, he's one of the good ones, right? When I mean, like, to some degree, I feel like none of this shit matters. But then on the flip side, I'm like, fuck. Okay, but while I'm here, I don't want to see one of them. I don't want to see him being the ruler.
Vote
like,
Caitlyn for 2020.
Vote who?
Caitlyn for 2020.
Why do you have all that saliva in your mouth, dude? Sorry, madam. I'm sorry, madam.
I'm a girl, Tom.
Yes, you are. Did you get your dick cut off yet?
I told you it was taped. You're not a very good listener. I gotta go. You just got ethered by Caitlyn Jenner.
I told you it was taped, and if you say one more thing, I'm about to ether you on this hot-ass beat.
Let's do a rap battle right now between Candy Bar Kid and who wants to step up? Who wants to step up? I do. I believe that I will step up for the challenge right now. Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Let's do this.
Go ahead.
All right, check this out. All right, you claim that you the Candy Bar Kid, but you ain't the Candy Bar Kid. You a Candy Bar Dick. See, cause I was born back in the 80s, way before you was even a baby. hey, round one. The floor is yours, Candy Market.
Migos once said, "Go that way," and you know what they were referring to? Uh-huh. You going the fag way. Uh-huh. Get the fuck out of my face, you bitch. How dare you insult my candy bars? My bars don't have the rhyme, because you know what? They're sugar-coated. And you know what else is sugar-coated? This fucking lead that's going to spray through your head when I... like Skittles, when your brains are going to be in the bag, all colorful and stuff. I'm going to wrap it up, just like I'll wrap up this verse. You're going to be wrapped up in a bag in my hearse.
Dude, be honest, dude. That was straight fire. Candy Bar Kid destroyed Directions guy.
I think on the rhyming, because rap battles are words constructed together to rhyme.
Stop stalling, dude. Candy Bar Kid destroyed.
Okay, let's give it to Candy Bar Kid. We'll give it to
Yes, thank you.
Thanks a lot. Give me that prize money so I can buy myself some more.
That's a bullshit, but all right, though. I'll be back.
Plus, you're old as shit, and you smell like mothballs.
Candy Bar Kid, you won already. There's no need.
And fuck you too, dear respect. I don't even like your podcast.
Okay, all right.
I wish it ended. You know, my greatest, my greatest wish is that.
That's his wish.
My greatest wish is that Double D.
I'm sorry. Hang on. I got it.
My greatest wish in the world is that Double D's will end.
He said that so passionately.
Damn, he really wants this to happen.
Yeah, he really said it so passionately.
Well, what a strange wish.
There would be no more Candy Bar Kid if that were the case. There never was Candy Bar Kid, to be honest with you.
He is okay with his own existence ending if Double D's end. That's how much he wants this.
He's cutting off his nose to spite his face. He's fine.
Oh, Jesus.
Dude, I saw Guardians of the Galaxy, and I know you saw it too, right?
I did. I don't know. I was just talking to some friends about it, and they liked it better than the first movie. And I'm like, are you guys smoking crack?
They loved it?
Yeah, they liked it more than the first, which I think is stupid.
No way. How much did it get on Rotten Tomato?
Like 87 last time I checked, 86. And, it's a passable movie. It's a decent movie. If I had to put a number amount on it, because I know you guys like numbers, I would probably say like, I don't know, 7. You know, it's worth
7 to 10.
Yeah, 7 out of 10. There were some things I really enjoyed. Like my favorite thing about this film was that they go more into Rocket and what's happening in his head, like him feeling like he's not wanted, and that he's just an experiment, and that he's kind of like he's an asshole and he pushes people away because he's worried about abandonment. I thought that was really interesting. Bradley Cooper getting more screen time, and he's a great voice actor, man. And I think the stuff between Gamora and her sister, boring, completely uninterested in that. The stuff between Star-Lord and his dad, completely uninteresting. I don't give a fuck about Star-Lord's mother. Him getting powers, it was so uninteresting to me. And that was the meat of the movie. That was supposed to be the big thing. And I didn't care about anything except for Rocket's. I loved Rocket in this movie.
I didn't care for, you shouldn't have killed my mother. I was like, really? Who cares? I don't care about you, your mother. Like dude, your mother was a side piece. Like she's just a chick he splooged in. He's a god.
Okay, so you feel like Star-Lord should have just been like, oh, all right, damn.
I don't feel. Well, look, I mean, I didn't like what's the name of the blue guy?
Yondu.
I didn't like. Obviously, you guys know we're gonna spoil the shit out of this movie. Fuck you. Yondu, what, am I mad at them? I just tell them to go fuck themselves. Yondu's whole funeral after Kurt Russell was killed and everything, I thought I just wanted them to wrap it up. I didn't care. Yeah, that went because personally, you know what? Personally, I feel like that's them not understanding their audience because other superhero franchises, they have a following based on years and years of people geeking out over comic books. I'm pretty sure that's the case with Guardians of the Galaxy, but for the most part, people loved it because of the actors in it, the humor in the first movie. I think a lot of people were there because of the reason why I was there. Now, you don't know, you don't give a shit about the blue guy. You don't care. The only way that you would care is if they turned him into a motivation to kill Kurt Russell. If it had happened before, then it would have been like, we're gonna use this as motivation, and now we're gonna kill. That would matter a lot more to me than killing his mother, because you never saw him with his mother, but you did see them in the first movie. You saw him. What's his name again?
Yondu.
You saw Yondu and Chris Pratt together in that movie, so they built something. You know, they have history, so that would mean more than the mother angle.
That's a good point.
You killed my real dad. You know.
That's good. That's actually really good.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like that would have been a stronger motivation, at least in the short term. And he'd be like, and you killed my mother, and he would just have lost his shit. But oh my god, the Pac-Man. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
They wanted me to be into that.
Yeah.
I get it, by the way. He's from the 70s. I get it. The fucking music. Plus, the music from the first movie was way better. They got a bunch of second string, but they got a bunch of B tier songs in this film. Except for I think they had some Electric Light Orchestra, which is pretty good.
Pay a lot of money for the licensing, man. That's
no
joke.
Dude, no.
You gotta pay Vin Diesel to fucking say I am Groot 40 times.
Nigga, they had the money. They could have done better. Okay, what I'm hoping is that with this Zune thing, that he'll have access to 80s songs that he's never heard before.
Oh, by the way, I have a Zune. Just to remind you guys, and they shitted on Zune. That was actually funny.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, he said everybody on Earth is using it. Everyone. It's like me and 40 other people.
Oh, God. How do you feel about Yo, he hasn't smashed Gamora. He is not.
You know what? You know what? At least what I'm okay with. I'm okay with him and Gamora. Having their little subtle moment at the end, this is a thing. So at the beginning of the next movie, they're gonna be married with a kid. I'm sure.
Nah,
they're gonna be together. There's this build up, kind of like he described it. The sitcom, are they together? Aren't they together? But they should be together. I think that's all gonna be dead at the beginning of the first movie. That's it. The next movie, they're just together.
Look, man, he should have done something by now. Because what if she takes her pants off and she has like 2 dicks? What if that's her biology? What are you gonna say?
Why
No?
is Zoe Saldana always? She's
Hot.
either blue or green. Why can't she ever just be
said
her,
she's
her caramel skin self? Why can't she be that?
Because she's with me, dog, and I don't appreciate you talking about her
What
like
is she?
that.
Was she a Muslim? Like she beekeeper suit is the color of her fucking skin.
What are you talking about?
The beekeeper suits that they make. Forget it.
I get it. I get it now. Yeah. But her shit with her sister is completely not interesting to me. The blue chick, and
That's Frieza from Dragon Ball Z.
yeah, I can see
You liked it. You didn't know I knew who Frieza was, but I did.
pretty good. Drax is hilarious. Always.
Let's see. Kakarot.
No. That was way better than yours. Stop it. I sound like Frieza. You don't. But continue.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, take that.
Want to hear my Goku impression?
Go for it.
Oh, I'm Goku. I can't really do a Goku. I hate him. That's the point.
My Krillin is epic. All I have to
Krillin's
say
pretty
is,
good.
I don't think so.
It's pretty good.
What
Yo, Krillin is Dominican. You know he is, man. But Drax, what'd you think of him?
I love Drax, man. I love
Yeah,
his.
he's awesome.
I love the idea of Drax writing a comedy and what that would look like.
It's like, this joke is funny because you are ugly.
Yeah, because you really are ugly.
Yeah.
He's awesome, man. He's just awesome. He was my favorite. You know, his the joke between him and Rocket in the first movie was my favorite moment. When when Rocket was saying, they don't understand figurative language, so
Yeah.
everything goes over their head, and then Drax is like, nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast.
Yeah.
Genius. I could not stop laughing when he said that. And then the whole thing with the finger in the throat, it was still more of that. But it's just the movie just overall, it's like I don't know if it was, I could have just done with a totally different villain. I didn't like that
for
Kurt
sure.
Russell was, you knew what was going to happen. You knew he was going to betray him. You knew it was
Yeah.
going to be some dumb shit. You saw it coming from a mile away, but I don't know. It was missing something, and it just had just 15 to 20 minutes too long for me.
All right, give me a rewrite. Give me a new villain. You don't have to name anybody specific, but a new kind of villain. How would you have changed the movie?
Well, changing the movie, the course of events, making the blue guy the
So
motivation to
Yondu
kill.
dies. He dies, and then he
Right,
wants to-
right, and
yeah.
then he wants to avenge his death with him. But if we were to say a whole new, this is an actual villain that I have to come up with.
Yeah, just anything. Like, even if you were saying, okay, Star-Lord gets possessed and they have to fight him, whatever.
okay.
Whatever it is.
Well, I think, I don't think I could. I don't think I could come up with a better villain.
I think they should have. It should have been a rescue mission for Rocket. Oh, which by the way was a little silly. Like, oh my god, he's in the jail cell with Yondu. Groot has to get the shit. It takes him like 50 minutes to get it. But once he does, Yondu literally kills everyone in this facility.
With that stupid pen.
It like, dude, like everybody.
Yeah.
This dude is way overpowered.
Yeah. It's
was.
a little ridiculous the way he's able to do that.
Yeah.
It's what it's kind of like. It's the feeling that I had when I watched Taken 15 minutes into the movie, and it's just basically a video game, and Liam Neeson kills everybody like just so easily. It's boring to watch.
And the Sylvester Stallone thing, like he got
I totally
built.
forgot about him in that movie.
Yeah, they threw him in there, and I'm like, why? Why does he need to be in here?
Because I am the law. That's why he's in there.
I am the law. Like, dude, get out of here.
I don't know what was his purpose there. I don't.
He was there to show, I think, to give some context to Yondu about like, he was a prominent member of the mercenary community and
Respected.
Yeah, one interesting thing they saying, like, he was selling children into slavery, dude. He was bad. He was doing some awful shit. And so afterwards, it was like, oh yeah, they honored him by showing that he did a selfless act, and Sylvester Stallone was part of that. However, they could have done that with anybody. They didn't have to, like they could have used anybody. They didn't have to use him for it. So I think this film, and like this is like 10 times better than what DC, what kind of trash they're about to put out. But I also felt like they could have done better. Some of the jokes seemed forced, like a taser face thing. Was
taser face was just they stretched that out for way too long.
And you hear people in the crowd like sort of chuckling, and it's like, dude, it's not.
Yeah,
it's not that good.
I didn't catch it. What was the funniest thing to me in the movie?
You know, like one thing I just made, any of the drag shit, like he wanted to throw up because the Asian chick was next to him.
Yeah.
Any drag scene made me laugh, but there was like this throwaway joke where Star-Lord was looking at Yondu floating down, and he's like, dude, you're just like Mary Poppins. Yeah. And he was like, "Is he cool?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all." And he just says it for like half a second, and they just like gloss right past that. I thought that was pretty funny.
If anybody was to die in the and there will be another film, right?
Of course,
if
they're going to be in the
Infinity
War.
Who would it be?
Permanently, probably the blue chick. Do you count her in it?
Frieza?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit if she dies?
Okay, then they would probably kill off Groot. No, Rocket.
You think
They'd
Rocket?
Kill off yeah, unfortunately. They'd kill him off, and then Groot would be like avenging him, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But they should have, I think they could have gone a little deeper in the Rocket story, because I loved it. And this is, okay, so getting a little meta, a little bit inside baseball here, you cannot forget the merch. You cannot forget.
Yeah.
Dude, like I was telling you about this outside of the show, but like this is the business model of Marvel Comics. You get Civil War, right? If I said to you, like, okay, Civil War is not 700 comics. Civil War is just 6 issues. But what happens is they want to sell as many things as possible, so they're like, oh, they'll throw in Reed Richards in the 6-issue Civil War thing, and he comes in and he's riding a T-Rex, and you're like, whoa, how did this happen? And they're like, oh, if you want to know, you got to read Fantastic Four Civil War tie-in, which is 10 issues. You get that, right? So if you're a completionist, you're locked in for like 70 issues.
A completionist? That's like a person? That's a thing?
Yeah. They have that, like they use that.
A completionist.
Yeah, they use that, or I use that word to describe people who get 100% in video games, which is just I will never understand.
All right, ignore that I even asked. Okay, continue.
Yeah, so if you like collecting stuff, if you like knowing everything, then you're locked in for all that shit. So the reason I say this is because like Baby Groot is gonna have action figures. He's gonna have his own comic. Rocket, the sales. I'm just telling you, this is just the reality. There's no questioning this. The sales for all of these comics will go up because random people who don't know who Rocket Raccoon is, who don't know who Drax or Gamora was, they'll go into the store and be like, oh, okay, there's a new comic starting with Gamora in it. It's written by a woman. Cool, whatever. And of course there'd be a new comic being written about Star-Lord, because why wouldn't they capitalize on the idea that these characters are going to they have an extended universe. This is all a giant machine to make money as well, including, again, action figures. So little children looking at the Baby Groot, they want to have the Baby Groot toys. They want to have the Baby Groot lunchboxes. So like the studio is pleased because of that. And even though if it's not necessarily what the creatives want and the director and all that stuff, but they have the studio might be like, oh, listen, this Groot thing we want a dance sequence. We want you to open up the whole movie with Baby Groot because we got to sell those toys. So when you watch a movie like this, they're thinking about all that stuff, man. Especially at Marvel, absolutely.
So they were selling Baby Groot to kids within the credits of the movie at the beginning, basically.
Yeah.
Because it was just about Groot. I liked that beginning, by the way. That intro was great.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that intro was really good. It was really good. I liked it. I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that because I think Groot is. I think they weren't heavy. I thought beforehand, they were going to be more heavy with him, and I think they were going to be more cute moments where he's, there were a few moments when he's like looking at the camera and it's like, oh, this little fucking shit.
And why didn't they keep him on the ship? It's a baby. It's literally like taking a 5-year-old out into battle.
Well, I mean, he's got grit. You see him at the beginning. He's like when Batista jumps.
Fighting rats.
Yeah, when he jumps into the mouth of the beast, and then when he comes out, Groot slaps the shit out of him like, you're a fucking idiot. So Groot understands when somebody does something stupid. So he's old enough to understand things like that.
Yeah.
So I had no problem with it. I mean, just the movie, just overall, it just paled in comparison to the first one. I will admit that out of all the superhero movies, that this is what we want to consider this. Out of all of them, this is the one where I have the least amount of knowledge of anything, and that's saying a lot. So I'm not going to act like my opinion really means anything because...
Oh, it does, though.
I don't have anything. I am the casual fan. I know.
Yeah, but so you have more power.
Well...
You do.
Well, I'm the casual fan, so...
I am too, actually.
They're going for my
Guardians.
dollar. Well, their fucking names and shit. And, you probably know how many fucking comic books...
I don't know anything about Guardians. I don't know these people.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
I don't. But well, with movies like The Dark Tower coming up, which I talked with Beezy about on DSC, like we are huge fans of that world, and they're better off trying to please you financially. It'll probably do better if they get to you. It'll piss us off, but you will be the real determining factor of what they do with that franchise. I can't wait to see what DC does. I think they're going to fail miserably, and I'm just going to have the popcorn
with Wonder Woman?
The whole thing. Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Batman, Flash, Aquaman. It's going to be
I don't want to see any of those movies.
Yes, I know, and I'm just going to...
I didn't see Batman vs. Superman, so I'm not watching any of that.
It's stupid. I still am going to spend money to see how shitty it is, but I can't wait.
What if one of them surprises you?
That'll be cool. Go ahead.
One of those movies have to be great. Cyborg.
I don't know, man.
That could be some interesting themes. There, time travel. That could be interesting.
I'm black and I got robot parts.
Who's gonna be Cyborg? Who's Cyborg?
He's a nobody. He's
oh God, they really should have cashed in on a lot of these young black actors.
Too bad. Yeah, they
just get John Boyega to do it, just like everybody else does.
Nah, dude, I don't want it to sully John Boyega's good name by putting him in that shit.
No,
dude.
Is that a fact?
Yes. Don't put. Oh, well, Wesley Snipes. They got to put him in there.
Oh, that'll work. I'm sure he has some tax issues he has to resolve. He could use.
How do you get into that big of a tax issue?
By not fucking listing all your streams of income. I'm sure he probably had a lot. He probably had a lot of business ventures, a lot of.
But
shit.
no one told him.
I don't know, man. I have no clue what it's like to. Needless to say, I have no clue what that's like. Many of us will never find out what that's like to have probably multiple people watching your money.
Oh, I will though, dude.
Multiple people. That's another level of income.
Plus, I got a private jet, dog.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? I got a private. I snapped a few pics earlier today.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
My private jet.
Talk about that.
You want to talk about my private jet, dude?
No, I don't want to talk about the private jet.
What about Bow Wow's private jet? You want to talk about that?
No. Ugh. No. I really don't want to get into this stupid story. Look, before we do these shows, sometimes we discuss like, hey, what do we have to talk about? We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about that. This is really the one time where it's like, nah, dog, I changed my mind. I don't want to talk about that because it's dumb.
It is dumb, but it's funny.
Dumb. It's him being stupid. Bow Wow on Instagram, he posted up a picture of a private, on the what do you call it?
Yeah, private
on the tarmac.
Yeah.
About to go inside a private jet, and then the caption read something like "On my way to New York," and then there was a Snapchat picture from some random person who said, this guy Bow Wow's on my plane, but on Instagram he just said he's boarding a private jet and he's riding coach here. So everybody laughed at him, and childhood star, man. You've gotta you've got to keep up with the Joneses, I guess. How old was Bow Wow? I'm sure this is probably something you know. You're probably like Dustin Hoffman when it comes to this stuff. Like, you don't know shit about anything, but you'd probably be able to tell me how
Bow
old
Wow's
he
career?
was. Right.
All right, what's the question? All right, go ahead.
How old was Bow Wow when he came into the scene?
3.
That sounds about right.
No, actually, he was a fetus. He just slid out and he's coated in placenta and he just started rapping.
He's probably about 12. I would guess.
Well, I honestly like 7. Like 7 or 8.
No, seriously, he was about 12, I would think.
12? Nah, dude.
You don't think he was that old?
I think he was younger, man.
He was not 7 or no, he wasn't.
Because we love our stupid little kids who rap, dude. I think he was rapping when he was like 5.
12. Check it out.
What do I use my phone?
Yeah, there's no way. But anyway, I mean, I guess he feels like he has to keep up appearances and
I ain't little Bow Wow no more. I'm just shut up.
Big Bow Wow.
I'm Big Bow Wow. Dude's still 5'2".
And look, man. I mean, look. Who really gives a shit about Bow Wow when we have more?
Wow, he released his first album, Beware of Dog, at age 13.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Which was followed by Doggy Bag in 2001. How great!
It's like a joke.
Each album has the next one called Dog Shit.
His whole career is themed to dog shit.
Dog on his period. Dog who needs to be spayed and neutered. That's the next album.
Who can think about Bow Wow when we have more important matters to discuss here? Maybe something that was foreshadowed by Candy Bar Kid.
Oh yeah,
just a few minutes ago, as Candy Bar Kid listens.
Yeah.
So basically, what we want to communicate to you guys is we've been with you since 2013.
This sounds like such a divorce thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We're sitting him down. Well,
I'm touching a little peepee.
We've been with you since 2013.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah, May 2013 to be exact. It's been 4 years, and we won't apologize because we're not sorry to inform you because what's to come is a lot better than this. But we do regret to inform you that the Double D's podcast will end at 200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ending, baby.
Yeah. So we have about 10 episodes left, which is about 2.5 months or so. We felt that we should let you guys know beforehand. And, so you guys can start saying stuff like, Dom and I hate each other, all that type of stuff. Which I do.
Which we do.
Yeah, I've never made that a secret. I mean, this is just real shit.
That's true. I mean, if we did have a fight or something, I think we would tell you, but no.
No, the show would just be over. The show would just
that
be over.
That is true, yeah.
You think, look, before anybody even utters some dumb shit like that, because that's what always happens when people stop doing stuff together.
Like, but you know what's gonna irritate me is like, sorry, you finish your shit now.
Before anybody even thinks of typing up something like that, they have to remember that these podcasts, Dom sends me the audio and I mix it together. If I hated this person, you think I'm going to take the time to edit out their fucking voice to fucking render this shit and put this shit and upload it on YouTube? That's not the case. No, if we had a problem with each other, the podcast would just end at 190.
And what's irritating me now, what's irritating future me is like, no matter how many times we say this, and I already know this. I'll stop saying this in the future. I just won't address it. But if you guys are asking me shit about like why we stopped, which we're gonna explain everything to you guys, right? And we have 10 episodes to do it. We'll talk to you guys about this shit. We're not just gonna leave you hanging. But if you're one of those people who goes around asking a million times why we stopped and you're not listening to this fight, I don't really owe you an explanation then.
Yeah,
because we're gonna fucking explain it. We don't hate each other. I had to say that just flat out. So just please don't ask me about this like 5 years from now.
Yeah.
Because we're going to explain it all here. So I guess what we should do is just like in the future, just keep pointing, just be like, listen to the last 10 episodes or listen, like we explain everything, whatever. And we're not secretive about anything. I feel like this is the right thing to do. And 200 is a big number.
That's about 12,000 hours. 12,000 hours
of
podcasting.
No, it's not. That's 200 hours.
I'm sorry, 200. I'm sorry.
You said 12,000. You're dumb, dude. That's why we're ending this podcast, just because you can't do math.
I apologize.
Oh Jesus.
Minutes. How many minutes does that break down to?
60 minutes in an hour. Okay. As I grab my phone.
Yeah.
60 minutes times 200.
Yeah, that's 12,000. Yeah, that's what I meant. Oh, there you go. I just worded it wrong.
Wait. I gotta.
Yeah, no, it's 12,000 minutes.
Oh, you were right.
Yeah, I meant I said hours. Yeah. So basically, we feel that to stop at that number, I think, is probably the best thing to do, because there are things that I'm doing at the current moment, and there are things that Dom is doing at the current moment that we definitely notice that we're in different places from when we started the podcast individually.
Yeah.
And we've learned so much by doing this podcast, and obviously the skill of being on a radio show. Obviously, it's enhanced when you do 200 episodes. Because obviously, if you listen to the Double D's, like the first couple of episodes, it's a lot more clunky. The conversation, maybe if you don't pick up on it, we definitely do, because we notice those little subtleties. Yeah. But the main details and the reasons, we'll let you guys know what it is. But for now, we felt that it was important to let you guys know that this is basically going to be our last 10 hours, essentially, right?
Yeah. It's a big deal.
What?
Oh, jeez.
Okay, yeah. 1 second.
Julio, I gotta explain this to you in the way that only you'll understand.
But you guys
okay?
didn't even tell. Like, I find out with everybody. Like, that's when I find out.
Yeah. Remember when your parents divorced and they told you that it wasn't your fault?
I don't remember my parents divorcing.
Dude,
my parents are divorced.
Yeah, they didn't tell you.
No.
Why would you? So okay, no, Julio, listen, we're gonna settle this, dude. When your dad left at 8 years old, and you didn't see him for like 2 years, what do you think happened?
I thought he went to the store. I don't.
You didn't see your dad until you were 28, dude. You didn't see him for 20 years.
Dom, no one sees their dad every day. No one.
A lot of people do.
Dads aren't supposed to show up every day, stupid. That's why I only see my kids once a year. Fucking getting out of here. This guy's stupid. You don't know what fatherhood is. You don't know what it is. End the show. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, you do, man. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Stupid.
You just got. I don't think Julio's gonna come back to the studio ever again.
Julio just left. He's ransacking our at the studio and trying to get as much as possible on his way out. He only sees his kids once a year. He has only
once a year, because that's the example that his father set for him, I guess, right?
Oh my God, he has 30 kids by 50 women.
What Dom and I were thinking of doing is providing something, a voice for you guys, literally a voice. So what we would like, and this would be sort of your favor to us for 200 episodes. And what we mean by favor, this is really, 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 really a huge favor that we would like you guys to do for us. Now, in the next couple of episodes, we will provide a service for you, so you guys can leave us voicemails and let us know what the Double D's podcast meant to you. Why did you listen to it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? When was the first time you were listening? Where are you calling from? If you want us to keep it private, we can keep it private. But we would really like to know, not just as a personal thing, because that's what it's mostly made up. If it's mostly a personal thing, but also as a consumer report. We want to know what you guys feel about us. We want to know what you guys think of us. So when we create things for you guys in the future, because Dom and I will be working together. Obviously, we won't be working together on a week-to-week basis, but we will be working together on other things. And we'd like to know what you guys have to say about the content that we create for you guys, so we can create better content.
Yeah, and please, in the future, the very near future, if you guys have a lot of emotional feelings, if this podcast meant a lot to you, like if you got over like a breakup because of us, or you were gonna kill yourself, you thought you were trans and then you thought you were not trans, you thought you were trans again because of us or whatever, and you get really emotional and you cry during your voicemail, please send that directly to me later so that I can laugh. I think it's gonna be pretty hilarious.
Don't say that. You see. And I'm the one that gets a reputation for being an ass.
Yeah, I am. No. Honestly, though, that's what we're looking for. Or it could be completely not profound. You could just say, "Well, it's just a thing I listened to for fun, and I really wasn't listening the whole time." That's fine. We're not asking you for like the suicide notes and shit like that. That's fine. Like whatever. All I ask is that you be truthful in these coming few episodes about your experience. And obviously, like, don't beg for this shit to continue, because it's not, like, we already made the decision. And what else can we talk about?
So the main people that I would like to hear from, of course, I'd like to hear from the people that that always converse with us, that always exchange dialogue with us. But the person that we want to hear from is the person who never comments, the person who didn't buy the Skitcast, the person who doesn't send us messages on Snapchat. This is your last time to really reach out to us. And, for this small page or chapter of your entertainment life, whether Double D's was just merely a page or a chapter in a book of all the things that you're going to fucking indulge with and entertain yourself with. This is one of the very few times where you get to let the creators know what you thought about what they do, or just tell us a little bit about yourself. It doesn't even have to be related to us. We're not going to be narcissistic assholes and say, talk about us. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're calling from, where you're, how long have you been listening to the show, and just something personal that you'd like to share. That's what we'd like to hear.
Yeah, I don't know how much douche chills I would get from this. I mean, in the next few episodes, like explaining what this show meant to me. I think, to me, this stuff seems obvious, but I guess I'm not good about discussing how things affect me and that sort of stuff. So I guess I'll just, I guess I'll talk about it.
I'll draw it.
God, that would have been the douchiest thing you could
Oh my god!
I'll
do you
draw it.
Do you know what Draw My Life is?
Yes.
Okay, like I don't know why this happened, but like this comment on my channel is one of the things that just I've never been so angry at a comment. This guy says to me, "You should do a Draw My Life," and it got me angry for a few reasons. Like, the first reason was, like, I feel like that's all that I do. Like, I draw every day, and I show you guys. And it's like, but what he was asking me to do is do the template.
Stick figures.
Yeah, do the template. Can you do the template
When I
with
was
the jingly
5,
music?
quick, quick, quick.
My mom died when I was 4. Now you can't get over anything. My dad died too. It's like, what do you want from me? Like, they want me to follow the template with the stupid little stick figures. I don't do templates, and I don't do what everyone else is doing, and I can actually draw, so I'm not gonna fucking do it.
Draw My Life. Do it, fucking idiot. Fucking do it.
Why are you so salty, man? Why are you so salty, Julio?
Fucking do it. Fucking do it.
Man, Julio is just he's really.
I think this is coming at a good time because I don't know what's wrong with Julio.
Julio's in the corner. He's sobbing. I don't mean like tearing up and wiping his tears.
Whatever. So all you do is talk, bro. Yeah, whatever.
What do you mean, man?
Whatever, bro. Whatever. You're gonna tell me how to raise my kids and everything. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, because you're not doing it. You're a bad
whatever,
parent.
Bro, I was just there 4 months ago. Fuck, man.
What did you do 4 months ago when you visited your little kids?
I was there. I fucking showed up. I was like, oh, wait, number 4? What number? I call them by numbers. Hey, number 7. Like, come over here. It's your birthday, right? Daddy.
You talk to your kids like you're at Pollo Campera.
You gotta eat just walk away.
Yeah, He talks to his kids like he's ordering.
Hey, can I see Manuelita, or whatever her name is? Yeah.
You sound like Fozzie Bear. I don't sound like that. I don't.
This is how you sound.
I don't stand up to you, but I've had it.
Julio's finally showing us. Oh Jesus!
He's done with you, dog.
Yeah. Okay. Right now, what questions do you think they're probably? I mean, some of them are probably upset. Some of them are probably maybe thinking that it's a good idea that we end on 200. I like the idea of ending things when it's good,
right?
Which is why most shows go on like 2 seasons too long. Most anime for sure does that. Some musicians need to end early in their life, and obviously we're not ending our separate things. But this specific creature, I'm just gonna put a gun to his fucking head and just fucking take him all back. You know what I'm saying?
Who did you say the quote was from? Sometimes you have to kill your darling.
I think Stephen King says that.
Stephen King. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to kill. Your darling.
Who said this quote?
Man, I'll fuck a bitch up.
Who is
I
that?
have no clue.
One more time. Okay.
Man, I'll fuck a bitch right up.
Fozzie Bear.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know where you would go with that one.
I